Do you have a line of Digimon that you love for their aesthetic theming? A smooth line building on a theme that looks just good? It's pretty jarring when it decides to stop, isn't it? Almost feels like a puzzle where the final piece is from a completely different set. Well, today, I'll be fixing that missing piece problem. I'll be putting my stylus to the tablet to design 5 missing evolutions. Let's start with Arukenimon from Digimon 02, one half of our favorite villain duo. Her line is pretty tightly themed, with Kodokugumon to Dokugumon and herself all subscribing to the spider theme, along with developing more and more human features. However, there aren't any fitting mega branches from there. The closest is Parasimon, who is more themed like a tick than a spider, and goes for a completely insect look. With the goal of a more aesthetically matching mega form, let me present Arukenimon. I took some design notes from Dokugumon lines to make a more feral looking Arukenimon, who is mutating into her spider form. This Digimon is known as the Devourer, luring in unsuspecting Digimon with its decorative top half, and consuming the victims in one swift motion as soon as they get too close. Another mega-less lineup is the Otama, Gekomon, and Shogun Gekomon lineup. From the Japanese pun Otama, slang for both tapple and musical note, to the frog Shogun blaring his war horns, the whole lineup is pretty tightly themed that ends up with a pufferfish with arms? A long-necked sea monster? Instead, let me offer the Mega Zen Gekomon. The horns, once destructive weapon, now gives off a meditative drone, their shape now positioned like an open lotus flower Buddha is often sitting on, with his warts taking the place of Buddha's hair. A Shogun Gekomon who is punished by Hakkaimon for his self-centered, power-hungry ways. A Zen Gekomon emerges from the experience without ego, always pleased to help and lead those who walk similar selfish path find peace instead. You know who deserves a new stage? Ex-Tyranomon. His friend Monzemon recently got a new form with Shin Monzemon. I even gave him a Picnic Monzemon in my Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters as Digimon video. So to help us play with all our toys, here's Devi Ex-Tyranomon. With the likes of Monzemon and Digitamamon to Devi Tamamon line, there's a clear trend of cute things hiding horrors that become more apparent with Digivolution. With that path in mind, I designed it to look like the original evil spirit grew too corrupted and powerful to hide itself any longer. It absorbs too much corrupted data and now struggles to hold a form similar but twisted to the only face it ever showed. It tangles its foes in with its remains of its deceptively threadbare stitching, before adding it to the piles of junk data within. It's said that each eye represents another Digimon eaten. Digging deep into the Digilore, I chose Hakkaimon. As part of the Journey to the West reference team, she plays the part of Jubaiji, the lazy, gluttonous, lecherous fool who gets divinely punished with a literal pig head. In the Digiverse, it's Ophanimon who does the honors rather than the Jade Emperor. But the story is otherwise the same. And while he doesn't improve much over the story, maybe we can make Hakaima's ending a little happier. Her evolution is her purging her sins and returning to the heavens as Hakkaimon. An angel of destruction, she teeters on the brink of falling again. Her hammer destroys the enemies of heaven, sure, but if she loses focus and gets too excited, she could end up wiping a whole server. As a fun note, the digicode on her tabard is my attempt at writing destruction. And to go with our angel, how about a god? Dragomon bears more than a little resemblance to Lovecraft's mad-eating monster Cthulhu. Dragomon himself, however, is more of a high priest than a true god, so for his evolution, he reaches apotheosis and joins their ranks. This is how I made Shedimon. Coming from Shedim, a Hebrew term for foreign god, this Digimon freed itself from the chains holding Dragomon down and now is able to take its true, terrible form. I tried my best to create a Lovecraftian monster, something familiar but still unknown and deeply off. Tentacles forming pseudo-wings, feathers and fingers molding into each other, false eyes and faces, and a ring of darkness that holds an unknown function. This Digimon is said to be the shadow of a god that hasn't been born yet, cast back into the time stream. A temporal shadow of itself, aware of all things happening in every point of space and time. It offers only madness and ruin to those seeking its power. It's said that the day this Digimon's true form manifests, it will do battle with Yggdrasil for the fate of not only the digital world, but also the human world itself. I hope you enjoyed my take filling in the mega forms that some Digimon desperately needed. If there are any Digimons you think deserve the same treatment, let me know down in the comments. And let me know if any of these really struck your fancy. I'm hoping to get the next video out soon, but drawing and coloring all the art takes me time. And so please subscribe and leave a like so the algorithm doesn't bury me. Thank you for watching. This is Some Guy and I hope to see you all sometime soon.